Hi, Chris. How are you doing?
Hey Judy, how are you today?
I'm doing well. Thanks so much for coming on board today to interview with us. Chris
Absolutely.
Gronberg. Oh, yeah. Chris Gronberg is the Vice President of Sales and Marketing at Ansafone Contact Centers with headquarters in Ocala, Florida. So, Chris, can you tell us a bit about your role here at Ansafone?
Absolutely. So I've been in Ansafone for about 5 years now, going on 5 years. Before Ansafone, I've been in this industry actually for 20 years. So I've been
Oh,
doing
that's
sales and
significant.
marketing a long time. Yeah. But my role here specifically at Ansafone is I pretty much run the inside sales department, and I run pretty much work with you on the marketing piece and sectors of it every day and every week, every month. Going through budgets, looking at new ways and verticals for us to market our products and our services.
Right,
Um,
absolutely.
I think that the great thing about Ansafone and working with you and your team is they're always looking for the next niche or something new, and we're always trying something different, which is actually something we should always be doing, especially with the future of the marketing and the where it's going with digital and SEO and things like that. For the inside sales piece, I run a team of about 7 salespeople
Mhm.
that are across the country, and pretty much what we do is we sell small, medium-sized businesses, answering services, contact center services, customer service support. And I would say probably our three biggest verticals that we sell and support is probably medical services is our number one, and
Right.
probably e-commerce. And then order taking, customer service, that type of service and support, we kind of do across the board every day. And we have Ansafone is pretty much a mixed blend of dedicated support services. So we have people that we just do dedicated support for customer service. And we also do some telephone answering service and dispatching also for small, medium-sized businesses that need that 24/7 hour support.
I'm just curious, when you said dedicated service, what
Mm-hmm.
what does that mean exactly in
So
your
dedicated services is basically what it is a group of people, probably something for Ansafone. It's usually a group of 10 or more people that support customer service and things like that. So if you're looking at order taking, customer service, people that are doing scheduling appointments, ticket ordering, anything that you think that you might be on the phone with and you might make a phone call, you might be asking directions, you might want to place an order and you want to confirm it's done. You want to follow up with something, you have questions about a product or a service, that's something that we also offer and do as well. And we also do a lot of insurance, customer service, we'll do data entry, as well as do the full process on certain sectors and verticals and things too in different businesses.
got it. So Chris, what would you say are some of the differentiators for Ansafone? Why would someone pick Ansafone over your competition?
I think for Ansafone for our competition is number one. I think that we are a people business, number one.
Hmm.
And we really relate. And we're not just your everyday fly-by-night kind of call center customer service. We really look to work with partners, not just the vendors. So we're really looking for people who want to partner and be with us the long term. And we really want to make sure that we are an extension of this organization and mirror their business. And we mirror their business, and sometimes we even do a better job of it based on our platform and our reporting and things like that. And the fact that we've been in this sector in the business for a long time, we have other solutions and things that we can offer them for upsell and cross sell as products as well. Some people don't have some of the niches and the tools that we have, and it helps their business grow as well. So we kind of use our products and our services to help their business as well and partner their business as well. So I would say the difference between us two is also we have an extra level of customer care. We really do go out of our way to make sure that we are servicing the client and the products and services that we support. So we actually have an extra layer of customer care, meaning that we have just an account executive department that just does all they do is just do customer service and support. And that's not normal in our organization. Usually they're the part of the sales team or something
Hmm.
like that, where we just have one layer of customer service that just supports our customer service to make sure that their billing's intact, making sure they have any questions with their invoices, if they have any customer service issues or problems. They have one person to go to and support them for that. So that's great.
What is your philosophy and approach to servicing clients?
I think our philosophy and our approach is to make sure that they're actually a good fit. We want to make sure that the customer and client that we're bringing on is going to be successful. We don't like to bring customers on that are sort of not a match for us, and I mean that in not a negative way. Sometimes
Right.
we have clients that don't have enough phone calls, and their calls are really long, and we don't like to usually take on those type of clients or anything like that. we look for more high-end clients that have a lot of phone calls, so that way the agents can stay abreast and up to date with their information and learn their products and services. Because with less calls, they don't do really well as recapturing information and training with the information. It really takes an extensive bit of calls for people to retain information. So it's good for them to make sure that they're learning. So the longer the calls and the shorter the longer and the more calls, I'm saying, is that it's best for that to a better client for us. Yeah.
Got it. What types of services does Ansafone provide?
We actually provide, we are kind of like the jack of all trades. I want to say that diligently though. We can pretty much answer a call for any service or any industry.
Right.
But I would say our three biggest ones are probably medical, answering service, medical support services, I would say e-commerce services, and probably technology, believe it or not. We have gotten more technology companies and services we grow in this industry. We're no longer just a call center and answering service anymore, that type of business. We really have become into more of the tech field. So a lot of people with technology have their own platforms now. Everybody's got an application for something. Everybody's got a technology for their service, or they got technology for their business. And we have to learn those things. And as we learn those things, we learn multiple different kinds of them. Right. And so adapting to those businesses, that's what makes us unique. So it's the adaptability and also caring about the people, because our people it is really a people business. And our people really do care about the process and about how they sound and what they're doing over the phone, because you can get a phone call about an emergency, something that's life or death, and it's all about them trying to make sure that they get the service and support they need for that solution. And we've gotten some really interesting calls before where it's very, very high importance. And you got to make sure that those people are trained and can do those professionally.
So doesn't Ansafone utilize the cloud technology also?
Yeah, we do have a pure cloud technology that we do use. And that's definitely for our dedicated support business. And so we do have a pure cloud system we use for more larger dedicated accounts, sort of say, for that system, because it does use a lot more broadband of calls and technology and saving things like that, like the recording of the calls for customer service support and Q&A. And there's just an abundance of call and volume to make sure to track, so it is better to use the pure cloud for something like that, yes.
Wonderful. In your career and just in your role here at Ansafone, what would you say is your greatest strength that you contribute here?
I would say my greatest strength, and then I can contribute here, is knowledge. Knowledge is power. I feel like I'm always reading on something. I'm always looking at something, what's next best coming. I do a lot of blogging. I do a lot of research. And I think that's just part of me in sales. You know what I mean? I'm always interested in wanting to know what's next, what's coming up. They talk a lot about it, artificial intelligence in this business, right, and it's coming down the road. And right, I keep reading about it, but I don't see, and I see parts of it and components of it that still work and are successful, and some that have not been successful. Right. But it's really interesting to me. I would just say that my biggest strength is just knowledge. And, and I would say coaching is probably my number two. I love to coach people. I love to be part of sales. I like to be part of the whole process of it, but I really like to coach people, and coaching people and watching them have success is probably the best thing for me. Training, coaching, and watching them be successful means everything to me.
Yeah, it makes total sense, especially when you're in a leadership role. Absolutely. And it also sounds like it's almost inevitable that you have to keep up with the trends and the technology and the.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think me and you both. Every week we touch base, and sometimes it's not enough,
right,
because the changes happen. We're going right one day, and then all of a sudden we slam on the brakes, and we have to go left once in a while. But that's the thing about being adaptable and being be able to work together. But like I said, we really like working with partners, and someone like you in your business as well. You're very adaptable. You're very nice to work with, and we consider you a partner, just not a vendor, right? Right. And that's the way we want our customers as well. It's the same concept, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, that leads me into another question, because part of your services is about extending your brand, or becoming an extension of a brand for a client. So that's interesting that you talk a lot about partnerships and why that's so important. What are your top 3 accomplishments so far, Chris?
I would say my top 3 accomplishments here since I've been here is I've only had I probably have only had 1 or 2 turnovers in 5 years, which I think is a
Oh,
very good
wow.
accomplishment in sales team. Yeah.
Yeah.
So 2 people in 5 years in a sales team, I think is pretty good number. Maybe 2 or 3, maybe 3. And I would say my number my second one would probably be being promoted. I went from a director to director of sales and marketing.
Right.
I started off as a sales director, and I saw some things in the marketing department that I think both you and I realized that were really loose and not supported, and
Right.
brought in the right people and the right things and made the right moves and moved things out of the way and brought things in that needed to happen that made it successful. And so I was promoted to director of sales and marketing, and then I was promoted to VP of sales a little bit over a year ago. So,
Wonderful.
and now I'm growing the team to double in size next year. So a lot of exciting changes and things going with that too. So,
Yeah, no, that sounds like a great trajectory. Awesome.
mm-hmm.
What is the happiest experience you've had with Ansafone so far? Like, what are you most proud of?
Besides being promoted to VP of sales, I think the one thing I'm most proud of is the growth I've had within myself.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the owner, Randy Harmat, and the company is, has always been very supportive in our role and really giving us the opportunity to be entrepreneur leaders.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning that entrepreneur leader, meaning that he's given us pretty much the flexibility and freeway to run the business as long as it stays successful, but staying within the boundaries to make sure that it is successful.
Mm-hmm.
But also giving us the tools and the technology we need to be successful. There's a lot of places that would do one thing but not the other, and he does all of them. So he gives you tools, technology, and experience, and also some great mentors. We've had some great mentors. Michelle McGinnis and Alorna Kuniko have been my mentors in this industry over the last couple of years. Bill Robertshaw was one of my really good mentors, which was over with Signius. And they have really been a big part of my success and a lot of part of my future. So I have nothing to thank, and a big thank for him to do that and to have that for us. A lot of people don't get that opportunity. So
Yeah, you're very fortunate. It's a great blend that you have there.
yeah, have a mentor, have tools, and have technology all in one is really good. And and having as long as you have the right return on investment and the right KPIs and the right team to focus, and you have a good coach, and we have a good, I shouldn't say good coach. I mean, good coach and a good leader. I'm not really a person that likes to wear titles, but I really see myself supporting my team. If my team's not successful, I'm not going to be successful. So I make sure they have the tools and technology and the support and the mentorship too. So it kind of starts from the top up and comes down, right? And so I've been very successful. I have some wonderful mentors and give me some really good direction. And you take this, what you do with the information, and knowledge is power, and take that and bring it to your team and make sure that you push those goals and those KPIs and then support them with those knowledge and those mentorship and make sure that it happens. And we've been very successful for what we've had. Yeah.
Wonderful. Chris, what are some major challenges you had to overcome?
Wow. I would say recently, I would say recently across the board is employment for us. Sales is steady, it's good, it's great. But it's really hard to get the call center agents, to support everything at once. So we're doing okay. I would say, we're doing okay as a business as far as employment, but we have our struggles like anybody else. It's finding the best talent for the best selection of group. It takes a little longer than it used to. It used to be the talent pool was more, you go out and find anybody you wanted. And there was a lot of talent out there, and you had a selection of opportunity. Where now it's kind of flipped around, and now basically the companies are selected part of opportunity to where they'll decide who they want to work and who they want to work for, right? And it's not like it used to be. A lot of people, would work somewhere for a couple of years and, stay there for a long time. And now people seem to bounce a lot more than what they ever used to. It's definitely a new generation coming on board, and it seems like people bounce quite a little bit more than what they used to. And it's challenging to get a really good person to stay for a long time in any business, it seems sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree. What is the culture of Ansafone, and how do your core values affect how you lead your team?
I would say, our core values are very important. We have the catch-it values that are here. And I think the most important one from our core values and the catch-it values is probably integrity. I'm really a big component of making sure what we say we're going to do, we're going to do it. And make sure that what we're selling is what we're saying we're doing. There's nothing worse than being part of a sales and being over-promised and under-delivered. and
Right.
feel like you've been cheated or something like that, or the salesperson didn't say this or they didn't say that, and you get to launch a client off, and you're forwarding a phone number, and they're testing a line, or they're doing something, and something was not said or approved or told. And they said, well, the salesperson never told me it was going to work like this, or I wasn't told that when I was said. And so communication, I would say, is another big component in integrity. We want to make sure what we're saying we're doing, and what we're saying behind it is fact and is truthful. I will tell you that the team that I coach and that I work with here has got a lot of tenure, everybody behind them. And it takes all of us to have good integrity to work together and trust each other. And I think that makes us successful for sure. Yeah.
What do you like to see happen in the future for the industry of contact centers overall? Like, what do you see as the next couple years will bring?
I definitely think that there's going to be some artificial intelligence blend going in call centers and contact centers. But I think the work from home model, to be honest with you, is here to stay.
Yeah.
It used to be the brick and mortar, and COVID has like changed the whole layout and the whole atmosphere. It used to be where clients wanted you brick and mortar at one time, and we still have brick and mortar. We have a couple sites that are still left, but we definitely started working with everybody from home from COVID, and we found out we don't need all these brick and mortars.
Exactly.
We can run the business from home, right? And that's a great success story itself for the Ansafone. What we did, we had 95% of our business at home within a week, and working.
Wow.
We didn't miss a beat. We didn't miss a call, and we kept everybody going. So we did have to slam our brakes and realign our expectations and our customer focus, because a lot of those businesses were no longer we were supporting. So we did have to focus on medical, e-commerce, and in technology. And those are the three that we focused on over the last year, and it's been successful for us to change our landscape on that for sales vision. But I think for the vision of the future, I definitely think it's going to be very technical. I think it's going to be very technology. But I always think that you're always going to still need a customer service person in place. I don't think artificial intelligence will ever replace the customer service person 100%. But I do see a blend of that happening in the future. So it'll be a part of each. Yeah.
What is your management team like?
My management team is great. I would say the great thing about them is that I can go to them with any question, and I don't have to feel like it was a stupid question. Because sometimes with technology, sometimes I need it down in layman's terms like anybody else. Like some people talk, code, or they're talking about back-end technology, and I'm going, whoa, got to bring in Jared and Ivan and his team and take a look at this, because now I'm going, I know the standard pieces of it and how it works over time, and but sometimes when you're talking about implementing their system with our system, we got to make sure that they connect well together, and there's no opportunity to make sure that doesn't work, right? Or there's too much things to upload or download, or it just doesn't fit in our system, meaning that it could be a possibility that it could we could get spam, or we can even get spyware. Which is huge these days. I think the biggest thing in technology today is that everybody's being, afraid of being hacked, and all these people are being, basically, the black market, it's going all over the place. You see it all over, where they're holding people hostage of their people's information and doing black market for like $5 million for these small businesses, and it's just growing and growing, and it's scary. But we got to make sure that we have a secure technology. But that's
Well, you're also PCI compliant, correct?
Right. I think in a lot of these businesses are PCI compliant. It's the hackers that are getting through. These Russian hackers are just technologies are just amazing. I mean, they're going to governments or Fortune 500 companies or small businesses,
Yeah.
And they basically are just sitting like chess every day, deciding who they want to go after. And you better make sure that your business has the insurance, you have the protection for sure.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
It's sad. It's really sad. Yeah.
In what ways has the 50-year anniversary impacted your business strategy?
I think it's really shown us that, we've been here a long time. I mean, we started as just like a mom and pop answering service, right? And then one day we get a phone call from a huge Fortune 500 company asking if we could do something. And I think from what I understand, the story was, yes, we can, which is a great sales answer and my favorite, but we had to figure it out. And I think the difference between that is that after 50 years, we found out we don't say yes to everything.
Right.
and we have found that out. But the great thing about it is that we found out is that we're really good at what we do, And we got some great leadership that has still been around, and a lot of people that have been around since those times to be with us. I mean, I would say the great thing about 50 years you can see about this company is the tenure with the people. You know what I mean? A lot of people have been here a long time. We've got agents that have been here 15, 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
I've got salespeople that have been here for 15 years. I'm going on 5 years. You don't hear of that of companies anymore. So I really think that, you know, people really like to work here, and it's, you know, people love to help people, and it's a people business. And I always think that our CEO and our leadership has always been, it's about our people and it's about our customers. Yeah.
Right. No, I totally agree. That speaks volumes about your company and your branding.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, Chris, we're coming to a close here. I've got a couple last questions. What would you say to an aspiring entrepreneur when it comes to building a business?
Have patience.
Right?
A lot of patience, because there's a lot of bumps to the road. I would say the number one thing is make sure that you have patience for technology. Make sure you have a good CRM. Make sure you have a good developer, and you have good people. So surround yourself with great people. And know you don't have the answer for everything, and be very open to listen. And that's what I would say.
Wonderful. Any last specific message that you'd like to give?
No, I mean, I'm just letting you know, Ansafone is a great call center. We have a great culture over here, and we're always looking to bring on great new partners for business. And that's really all I have.
And what is your website URL?
The website URL is www.ansafone.com.
Great. Thank you so much, Chris. What a wonderful interview. I really enjoyed it, and thank you for your time.
Thank you, Judy.